Hello everyone, it is Susan from Suehiles Art and welcome to my channel. Today is my crafty chit chat and slow stitching video, which is my favorite video of the week to make, and it comes out every Monday. I've been doing this for well over a year. I don't remember exactly when I started doing this, but it's been a blast, let me tell you. So we are going to work on the final block for my wall hanging. Yeah, so we're getting super duper close, and I really don't have a plan. I mean, we put the fabrics down together in a previous video, and yeah, so that's done. I still like the way everything looks. I do have some buttons here that will end up on it, I'm sure. And I always put a yo-yo on my blocks. I do have this little tray here that does have some yo-yos in it. I think I can grab like one of these. So this is a very neutral color. So I kind of like that. So I'm going to pull this one out. Yeah, most of my yo-yos are either blue. Well, it's by size. I have, gosh, is it 2 or 3 different sizes? 3 different sizes. I have this size, I have this size, and I have this size. So I have 3 different sizes. And yeah, so I think I'll take out this one as well, just in case, just to have another option in case I decide that I want to go a little bit lighter in color. All right, let's see. Well, I mean, when I sew, I generally start in the upper right. I don't know why, but I do. So I guess that's where I will begin. What I did do was, so I have like this little pile of different yarns, and what they are is like if I have a piece left over, or if I tear or take apart some strands, that's the word I was thinking of, strands of yarn, I like put them over here on my desk, right? And I thought, well, as I was looking at these colors, I'm like, well, they're pretty good. Maybe not the green, but the rest of them I can probably add on here. Even this orange one, because there is orange right here. So I'm gonna try to use up all these extra pieces that I have. And so I think what I'll do is I'll start with this piece right here, and I'm going to sew this. So this is going to be more of a monochromatic look. So sometimes I definitely like to have a contrasting color with the yarn, and sometimes I don't. And so this would be one instance where I don't want the yarn or the thread to be super noticeable. And the reason being, because I don't know, I think this piece of fabric, which is a piece of upholstery fabric, I think that it has like a lot of character already. So I don't know that I need to add to that. Now, what I think I will do with this is I'm going to go a little bit, like I have to go down just a little bit. Like I can't get too close to the edges on this because they're really fraying beautifully, I must say. And I think what I'm going to do with this piece, again, because it's quite lovely on its own, is I'm just going to do a stitch around the edges. And that's it. I'm not going to stitch in the middle because it's going to take away from the design, the pattern that's already there. So I hope that that made sense. Yep. Yep, so this is going to be good, and it'll be, you know, a good start to getting this block done. It was so long ago, I feel like, that we worked on getting the fabrics placed down. So I just feel, I don't know, it feels good to finally sew this. And for whatever reason, I was just, I don't know, just kind of putting it off for some reason. Not sure why. Not sure why. Yeah, so this particular block is probably the lightest in color. I mean, I do have a block on my wall hanging that is all neutral, very light neutral colors. But this one, there's a lot of yellow, obviously, that yellow or even like a mustard yellow, little bit of brown. And yeah, so it's one of the, I want to say almost even brighter blocks on this wall hanging. And what will happen is the next time, you know, once we get this, I got stuff everywhere getting stuck here in what I'm sewing. You know, I feel like this is puckering just a little too much. This yarn is fairly heavy, so I just want to be careful I'm not puckering this fabric. And then we're almost done with this already, this piece right here that we're sewing on. Easy peasy. And this piece also would be probably a good piece to either add a yo-yo or a button or something to, because I could find like maybe a little spot on it, like maybe right here, that it could use, you know, a little something. So, all right, so that's it. That's going to be it for this piece of fabric. Easy peasy. Let me just make sure it's, I'm going to loosen it just a little bit. Like I said, for whatever reason, this yarn being a little heavier is making it pucker just a little bit. So, all right, so let's knot this off. And let's figure out what we're going to do next. So, you know, I just wanted to take a minute too and just thank everybody for you know, watching my videos and, you know, hopefully enjoying them and commenting and just being here. You know, I appreciate you all very much, and I just kind of wanted to say that because, you know, I only put out 2 videos a week at this point, and it's been working well for me, so I'll probably keep that up for a little while. I mean, I don't know, you know, we'll see. But right now, 2 videos a week seems to be working well, so I'm going to keep that going for a while. I do want to, I'm just trying to think what else to do. Like, so if I move over here, I mean, I can definitely sew this piece of lace on here. This is a very, very, very threadbare piece of silk scarf. So I just, you know, I'm not sure exactly how to sew this down. Maybe with some French knots would look good. And so now I'm just trying to think what color. I think it would be too much to use this orange color. Well, maybe not. Maybe if I took one strand and put some French knots on here, and then, but to sew this on, I would probably use like this lighter thread right here. So maybe that's what I'll do. So let's do that. So what I was going to say was that I have started planting my garden. Now, for those of you that don't know, I do container gardening. And I started last year, was my first time ever really trying to garden. And I kind of surprised myself and was actually able to do it. And does that sound weird? But it's true. I was actually able to grow vegetables. But, I learned a lot. And I think, from what I hear, even if you've been gardening like your whole life or whatever, you're always learning. That's what people have told me. So, and I guess it's a little, not hard, but it makes it a little bit more difficult to learn and then try something new, because you have to basically almost wait like a year to try something different. So it just takes like a long time to try new things. So, but I did learn a ton last year, and yeah, and I started much, 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 much later last year. So last year I started because of retiring, and I knew I wanted like a new hobby, something to keep me busy and occupied. And I'm going to pin this again. Where'd my pin go? Oh, I never took it out. I need to pin this over here. And so I started at the end of May of 2022 with flowers that I bought at a nursery. And within a couple weeks from that, so it was June, where I actually went back to that nursery here in town, a little mom and pop nursery, and I don't know. Then I started with, I don't know, I got like parsley, I got tomato plants, I got pepper plants. So that was all last year, and that, like I say, was in June. So here it is, April, the middle of April, and my last frost date in New Jersey. Oops, I should have ended that. I'm going to take that out. And so is April, I think it's April 16th. And what is today? I think today, so I'm making this video on Saturday. I think it's the 15th. So it's basically, the time per the Farmer's Almanac of my last frost date, which of course is not cut in stone, right? I mean, that could change. It just looks at history, and that's how it comes up with the date. But anyway, so what I planted this past week, now mind you, here in New Jersey, this past week, it's been in the 80s, almost 90 degrees every day. And yeah, so it was really a warm week for New Jersey. So now, starting today, Saturday, it's starting to go lower again. Like the highs during the day are going to be like 60 degrees as opposed to 80, almost 90. So yeah, it's going back to normal today for the next week and a half, as far as I can see on, the weather app. And so anyway, the 80s was not normal for this time of year. So I know I can't plant the, warm weather seeds, but I knew I could plant the cooler weather seeds. So there's, some veggies that can grow in cooler weather and do best in cooler weather, and others like tomatoes and peppers that like the really hot weather, the summer weather. So those I can't plant yet. But what I did plant this week, I'm so excited, is what did I plant? I planted a couple kinds of peas, and I have more peas to plant. No, I planted, was it two kinds? Yeah, I think two kinds of peas. I think I have three more types of peas to plant. And so I can get those done the next time I go out there. And I did lettuce. I have two kinds of lettuce that I planted. And the lettuce, they're the seeds that I had from last year. So, I'm hoping that they'll grow okay. I mean, I know you can use seeds, year to year. But I've also heard that, seeds can be, that they can, they get, might germinate less easy as time goes on. So I'll see, but the two types of lettuce that I did plant, so this is all by seed that I'm talking about at this point, all seeds. So the lettuce I grow is leaf lettuce, so it's not the round, it's not a head of lettuce, it's leaf lettuce. It grows leaves of lettuce, and you can cut them and then they grow back, so it's kind of cool. And so I had these two types of lettuce, leaf lettuce, that I grew last year, and they were just so good. Like, I want to say like sweet almost. And the same thing with the carrots that I planted. I had two different kinds of carrots from seeds from last year, and I didn't buy any new ones, not of the carrots or the peas, because, well, I had enough, and the lettuce, right? So I wanted to use what I had. And so I did that. And so we'll see how it goes. I don't want to waste the seeds, but I mean, my garden isn't like big enough to plant like a whole pack of seeds at once. So that's why I have seeds from last year. And so what else did I plant? So I planted lettuce, peas, carrots, I planted herbs. So I planted 4 different kinds of herbs, again, all by seed: chives, cilantro, dill, and parsley. And what else? I feel like I'm lettuce. Yeah, I guess that's all I've planted. I'm pretty sure that that's all I planted, but I have a good, I don't know, 8, 9 containers with the seeds in them. So I have a good amount of containers already done. And next will be, I am going to try radishes again. I tried twice last year and totally failed at radishes. But this year I will try again. I have the seeds, so why not try, right? So I'm going to try again, but then I'm going to wait a couple weeks because it does need to be maybe just a little, like, going down to the 40s at night maybe isn't the best for radishes. So next is radishes, and I'm trying to think. Radishes, I don't know, I can't remember. There were a couple different kinds of seeds I was going to do next. And then in May, maybe middle of May, I will plant the tomato seeds and um, I know what it was. I have string beans that I want to plant, which I've never planted before. So that's going to be interesting. And I even have kale. I got kale, some free seeds from somebody that I bought seeds from. I think it was from Callie Kim, if you know her from California. And I think the free seeds are from her, but they're kale seeds. And I never wanted to grow kale. I like kale. It's not a go-to for me, but yeah, so I do have those. So those are going to be planted next as well in a couple weeks with my radishes. And what else? What else? So so I have a lot of tomato seeds. I bought a bunch of new ones. So I have tomatoes that will get planted in mid-May. I have cucumber seeds. I have what else? Oh, the peppers. So the bell peppers, I, well, I think what I'm going to do with them is, like last year I bought the starter plants for the pepper plants, and it really did work really, really well. And I don't know, I think I've heard where it's a little hard to grow peppers from seed. So I don't even think I bought any. Oh, and the other thing that, oh, let me get this straight here. The other thing is onions. So I'm going to be growing onions this year as well. So that's going to be fun. Oh yeah, and I planted my potatoes last week as well. So I have a lot going on as far as the garden goes. But what I do is I'll do a little bit every day. So like I have a plan of what I'm going to do every day. And at this point, I ran out of fertilizer for to put in my pots. So I had to order some. So at this point, I'm waiting for fertilizer as well. But it was a good place to stop because I have to wait a couple weeks to do the radishes and a couple other things. So yeah, so I'm on a roll and I'm super excited to do that. It feels good. Oh, look at how cute that looks. It's not overly orange, which I like. It just gives a little pop of orange. This I'm going to leave just like this. Don't need to sew that down. I sewed up top totally crooked. Look at that. Can you tell how crooked that is? Oh my gosh, funny. All right, so let's see. I think what I'll work on next is this area right here. I feel like I want to get this piece down. And of course I would normally couch that. And I think what I'm going to do, I guess I'm going to do a type of couching, but I think I'm going to use the cross stitch to couch across that. So I do have this brown, and there is brown in this. So I'm going to go with the brown yarn, and I'm going to get just one strand because right now it's two. And it really feels good to use up the yarn that I just kind of throw on my desk because I'm either done with it or because it's just too much, right? I have too much on my needle and I don't need it. So I take it off. And because you'll see, I don't know if you noticed, and I don't normally do this, I normally work with multiple needles. But so far, everything that I've sewn has been with this same needle. So that's a little unusual for me to do that. And I do have this. So when I run out of this yarn, I do have this as well. So I would like to get through a bunch of this. And I think pretty much all of this, except for maybe this little piece of gray yarn, like I don't think I would put that on this block, but everything else on here I would use. So, yep, so I'm just gonna try to continue to use all of that. So now back to this. Let me take that pin out, and I think I'm just going to start. I'm going to try not to overthink, and we are going to couch this, but I'm going to do it with a cross stitch as opposed to a straight stitch over the top of it. So I do want to pull it, but I don't want to pull it so tight that, you know, it buckles it up. Yeah, and then I think once we're done with this right here, I think we'll just kind of end this video. Oh, I like that. I don't know that you can see that super well, but let me just kind of keep going here, because I'm loving this cross stitching to couch this. Oh, I'm so glad I thought of that. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yep. All right. So I'm just gonna kind of keep going. And what else? Oh, now you guys know I do a lot of binging. You know, I don't have a TV, but I do have Netflix and Hulu, and of course YouTube. But what I've been watching is Arrow. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Arrow. It is a DC comic story, and I'm not into comics. I don't think I have ever been into comics, but I don't know what made me start watching it. I don't know. I think I saved it to my list on Netflix. And one day I was looking for something different to watch, and I saw it in my list, you know, where I saved it. And oh my gosh, I got hooked. And yeah, so I've been watching Arrow, and I just finished it last night. So now I need to find something else to watch. I mean, even though I say I binge it, I do try to be very careful how much I watch a day. So like, I know that, am I like doing this straight at all? Yeah, kind of. Because I know for me personally that if I start, like say I started watching Arrow at 10 o'clock in the morning, well, I'm going to still be watching it at 10 o'clock at night and not getting anything done. So I'm very careful on when I start watching. So it could be 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. You know, I control it. I do, because otherwise I don't know. I just can't stop. Yeah, I've been, oops. I'm stuck. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, so after watching the 8 seasons of it for a few weeks, and yeah, so I finished it last night. It's really very good. It's action. So if you like action TV shows, except it's an, you know, I think it was originally on the CW on TV, that channel. And but Netflix, has it as well. And the show, they stopped making it in 2020. And yeah, but 8 seasons, and it's good. So I can recommend it. There's like, I don't know, very little. I'm trying to think, if any swearing. I mean, like very little. I'm just trying to think. Did they swear? If they did, it was not noticeable. I'll say that. And like, no sex. It's action. But if you like action movies and stuff, yeah, it would be definitely something you might want to check out for sure. All right, so I like that. I like the way that looks. So this whole top is done. Awesome. So I'll either work on it more during the week, or we'll just come back next Monday and we'll continue. But yeah, no, I'm thinking that this looks really good. I'm liking it. And let's see. Let me just kind of hold it up so you can see. So we have the stitches going around that. We have the French knots. This is sewn on, and then the X's to couch this fiber. Cool. I like it. All right, so that's kind of it for today. And yeah, I'm planning on coming back and doing a video for Wednesday, working on my garden chair for the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 3. And yeah, so, and I do have a playlist with all of my slow stitching videos. So if you want to check out more about this wall hanging, you definitely can. More videos. So I guess that's it for me for today. Let me know how you're all doing. I hope you're all doing well. And yeah, my allergies are starting to kick in. So, yep. It's that time of year. So thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderfully blessed week, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.